Hey everyone, welcome to tonight's recap of Survivor.
Hello, it's blood versus water.
2.
Alright, so after the vote back at camp, Josh tries to explain to Baylor that, you know, I only voted for you to cover up our alliance. I don't want the guys thinking that I turned on them.
And she's all like, that's great, but you should have told me beforehand so I knew to expect it.
Yeah.
I would be a little nervous about
I would too.
An alliance with Josh.
Alright, so...
Over at Hunapu.
Yes. All the guys are showing, and by all, we mean John, Reed, and Drew.
They're all showing off their physical prowess, especially Reed, who freaking toddler in tiaras pulls his leg all the way up to his head.
I think he like bent it over his head. It was like
crazy.
Sick.
It was awesome. Now that's a Broadway dancer.
Hello. All right, so the Flint is lost.
They were all joking around, and then no one was laughing when they discovered that the Flint was missing.
Thanks, John.
Sounds like it was John.
You're in trouble.
Ooh, all right, so let's talk about the reward challenge.
Natalie realizes, oh no, Nadia's gone.
Twinny. Yeah, so...
I'm surprised her secret super twin powers weren't tingling.
I guess not. Maybe she's out of the twin zone on the island.
Maybe.
You know, they don't get that frequency.
But it's like the first time without her sister.
And she cried, so she says, for the first time in like 10 years.
I'm not buying that.
That's insane! Oh my gosh! That's nuts.
Alright, I'm really digging the first couple of reward challenges here where they only have one person.
And it's a face-off with your loved one.
That's really good. I love that. So,
yeah, so for this challenge, it's one person from each tribe again, and it's the old balance this ball on a plate.
But first, rocker, paper, scissors.
Yeah, so...
John Rocker was one of the guys.
He won the rock, paper, scissors.
The rocker, paper, scissors.
Yeah.
So
he decided, I'm going to compete for my tribe. So
that's right.
It was him up against his girl, Julie.
Oh, Julie Majulie.
Yeah, so they had to go through the obstacle course with the ball on the plate, and then after that, roll 3 balls into the little slots.
Right. So, of course, John Rock is trying to power through this, and he had to restart about like 10 times.
Julie, slow and steady.
She didn't have to restart at all.
She also had an advantage because she's smaller, so she didn't have to duck as much under the obstacles.
Right. So, wow. She beat The Rock.
She did.
And they won a massive amount of fishing gear for their tribe.
That is.
That's right.
So they are still undefeated, and they're getting ready to leave. Well, first, no. That means
the other
John,
tribe leaves.
John is going to Exile Island.
Oh, right. Sorry. So
Julie has to pick someone to go with him.
I don't know why she picked Jeremy. He's already been through so much. She even said it herself.
I guess because he already picked someone. I don't know.
That sucks.
Who knows?
But anyway,
Reed is like, Jeff?
Excuse me, Jeff? Excuse me, Mr. Probst?
He's like, yeah, we lost our flint, so...
we'll keep the fishing gear, and we got this ratty old bag of beans, you know, half full. How about we trade the beans for the flint?
Oh my gosh.
Well...
Jeff was pissed.
Jeff is like, excuse me, no effing way.
Yeah, he was like, you guys should have come in here before the challenge even started and told me that you wanted to trade, but no, you waited like a bunch of scoundrels to see if you were gonna win, to see what the reward was.
So Jeff is like, no.
That's not how it works.
You can leave all the fishing gear and maybe there'll be some flint back at camp for you when you go back, or it's gonna cost you double the next time.
Yeah, he says as you get further into the game, you're gonna have to pay up more for that flint.
Well, a couple of guys wanted to be like,
I'll eat raw fish, whatever.
Yeah, what are you gonna drink?
It's not a sushi bar.
Diarrhea? Alright, so,
Basically.
yeah. They decide to go for the flint.
Yeah,
because
so
the ladies prevailed.
there was gonna be some flint waiting for them back at camp. But Jeff was disgusted.
That was great. I loved when he gave them that beatdown.
All
That was
right.
great.
So Hunapu gets back to camp. They get their flint. And Nadia, you know, she's had those tears locked up for 10 years, and now they're all coming out.
It's like a freaking waterfall. But anyway, back at Coyopa. Yo, it's John Rocca. Everybody's talking behind
They're
his
all
back.
finally realizing who he is. And they're like, he's a jerk. He sucks. But
He's
some of them are like,
racist. He's
some of
Yeah.
them are like, especially Josh is saying, this is awesome. If we work with him, he's a big target. He's going to go before me.
Exactly. Well, over at Exile Island, it's time to choose the urn.
So John Rocker opens his up.
He's like, this,
Blank!
this is nothing. This is a piece of paper. And Jeremy's like, oh, okay, well, I got this clue. And you know what? I know who you are. He didn't tell him that, but he knows.
Yeah, so he
Not
decides
stupid.
he's going to let John in on the clue. They make this deal that John is supposed to look after Val, and Jeremy is going to look after Julie on his
Right.
tribe.
So let's fast forward to the immunity challenge.
All right.
It's a head-to-head, sumo style, little tiny platform.
In the water.
Right.
You got to knock the other person into the water. You got the aid of a big bag thing.
Padded bag.
Yeah.
Okay, so the first to win 5 matches gets the immunity.
All right, and Hunapu is one person
Short.
extra.
Right.
So they have Julie sit out for this challenge.
So first up is Jacqueline versus Kelly. That's
This was a pretty
girlfriend
tough-
versus Farmer's daughter.
Pretty tough battle.
It was, and Jacqueline prevailed for Coyopa.
All right, next up, it's blood versus water. No, blood versus blood.
Well,
It's
yeah.
Drew versus Alec. SoFlo.
Ooh, that's right. And Drew, the older brother, prevails
Yep.
for Hunapu.
All right, next up.
Alec was not too happy about
no,
that.
he wasn't.
Jeremy versus Wes. Now, Jeremy is
It's two
the firefighter
firefighters.
versus the sun firefighter. And Wes comes out on top.
That was surprising.
That was an extended one, though,
Yeah.
because it looked like Jeremy was going to beat Wes, but then Wes,
There were some
prevailed.
really crazy battles in this challenge.
Oh, crazy. Physical.
Yeah, so at this point, 2-1, Coyopa.
Now, Natalie versus Val. Natalie wins for Hunapu.
So it's tied
This
up.
was another one of those knockdown dragouts.
Yeah.
He literally had to push Val off while laying down.
So then John versus John. It's like David and Goliath.
Guess who wins? John.
How long have you been waiting for that? Coyopa John. But it was
All right.
very violent because it looked like Rocker's nose got all messed up.
It almost looked like his ear, whatever.
I don't know what was
there
happening,
was blood
but
happening all over the
It
place.
was pretty violent.
Then Missy versus Baylor. Mother versus
Mother-daughter.
daughter. Oh my god.
This was intense.
They were like, yeah, it doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah.
Picture someone else's face.
They were writing checks their asses couldn't cash.
Yeah, so then the first impact, everything stops.
Baylor, throws down her thing and is like, uh-oh. And the mom is like, okay.
Yeah. So I thought she was about to spit out a couple of teeth or something.
Yeah,
But I
Jeff's
guess
like,
she
you need
just-
the medic?
She just split her
Please
lip.
tell me you need the medic.
Yeah. I guess
she didn't.
She split her lip.
Yeah.
So then you would tell the fire was totally gone from Missy. Like she didn't want to.
Baylor just basically went,
Yeah.
it wasn't that much of an event
So
after that.
Baylor got another point for Hunapu.
Then Reed versus Josh. Boyfriend versus boyfriend. And I really thought that Josh was going to take
Well,
it.
wait. This was hilarious because freaking Drew was like, "Go, Josh!" And then someone else was like, Reed's the one on our tribe." Are you kidding me?
Come on. Really? Come on, SoFlo. But Reed prevailed.
All right. Well, Drew probably didn't even realize that that was a point for his team.
Well, it's tied up again. This was so close. Now Dale versus Keith.
No, it wasn't tied at this point.
Yeah, it was.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah,
No, it wasn't.
that made the tie.
No, it didn't.
It did.
It didn't.
Okay.
So next up, it's
Dale
4-3.
versus Keith. Okay. Dale versus Keith. I wasn't very good at math.
It's okay. Next up is Dale versus Keith, and it's either win or lose,
Oh.
obviously.
So it's the battle of the old men, as they
Yeah.
said.
I think it was Drew again who's like, "Oh man, it's the two old guys."
Who was making all the stupid comments?
There were a lot of comments. It's that guy in the movie theater.
You just want to dump his popcorn.
Well, Dale prevailed.
Yeah, that was a real knockdown drag
It
out
was, yeah. So now it's tied. It's 4-4. This is
She's
it.
right.
It's all right.
Next one takes it.
It's a rematch. Jacqueline versus Kelly.
Jacqueline won the first time, so Kelly's pissed.
Well, Dale is getting pretty emotional. He's like, I don't want to watch because Kelly is his daughter.
And it's
He's
her
like,
birthday.
It's Kelly's birthday.
She's got to give it to her for her birthday. So that made them even more pissed.
It was another intense battle.
And Kelly and Hunahpu won.
What?
I know.
Still undefeated.
Wow. 4
Coyopa's
for 4.
going to tribal.
Oh boy.
So Val and John,
Meet up back at camp.
they're like, yo, John's like, I made a pact with your husband. Let's like figure things out. So they're talking about the clues for the hidden immunity idol because of course John saw Jeremy's clue. And Val's like, oh, well, I got 2 immunity idols. I got that one and I got one on the island. So
Why would she even say that?
she's trying, I don't know. She feels
That's
like
really dumb.
she's backed into a corner and she's got to make these crazy ass moves.
I think that was just dumb.
So John is like, all right, I have this clue to look around the water well.
So I'm gonna do it. Let me follow the steps. Oh, north, 7 steps, dig, bleh.
He
What?
finds it.
In like 2 seconds.
Well, in the editing, it looked like 2
All right.
seconds.
So John, thinking he's doing a good thing, goes to tell
Val.
Josh. Well, he goes to Josh first.
Well, yeah, both.
And is like, you know what? We're gonna split the votes. We're gonna vote 3 for Baylor, 3 for Val. She plays both idols. We get somebody out blindside.
Right.
So, play your idol.
Yeah. John warns Val, you need to play your idol. This is what's going down. She's like, okay. Because she thinks that she'll have the votes to get rid of Baylor.
Right. So Josh suspects something is up.
He's like, when do John and Val ever go off alone? That's freaking weird.
Weird. It's time for Probsty. It's
Tribal Council.
So Jeff is like, you suck. You're 0 for 4.
What's the deal?
Well, the loved one thing kind of makes a difference.
It's not really affecting the other tribe, is it?
Well, we need to make some changes and maybe come out stronger, like we're restaging a Broadway show, says
Yeah.
Josh.
All right, well,
Everything is Broadway.
then things got a little nasty.
Baylor totally got called out by Val.
By Val.
Val was pissed.
She's like, you're playing with the guys, you're playing both sides, it's not cool.
and you're all under arrest. Just kidding. Doesn't she remind you of the officer from Pineapple Express?
Kind of. Just because of the high voice, I don't know.
It's crazy. I love it. All right, so everybody knows about the 2 idols that Val
That don't
has.
exist.
Yeah, I don't
They
know.
think, oh, she said she's got 2 idols. She's got 2. We gotta flush them out.
All right, well, it's time to vote. And the vote comes back,
And no one plays a hidden immunity idol.
and the vote comes back a tie.
Whoa. So it's time for a revote.
Right. Oh boy. So Val is out in the revote. Wow.
John was like, yo, I told you to play your idol and you didn't. He's still not computing that she doesn't have a freaking hidden immunity idol.
Now he's pissed because Jeremy is going to think that he went against him and didn't take care of Val.
Right.
I don't see, in the first place, though, how he was protecting her by splitting the votes between Baylor and her.
I guess he was saying the votes will be split and then Val is going to use her hidden immunity idol, so she's going to be safe anyway.
But why didn't he pick someone else to split the votes against?
Because everyone was going to vote for her.
Oh.
You see what I mean?
Anyway.
Yeah, and he couldn't make
Okay.
it totally obvious.
All right.
So now, in the scenes for next week,
Uh-oh.
I love how before Jeremy was like, oh yeah, John Rocker's a D-bag, but he said racist things, who cares?
Yeah.
I'm gonna work with him. But now, when he sees that Val is gone, he's like, oh, he's a racist, he's gotta go, he sucks.
Yeah.
Everyone's pissed and they're freaking out.
Well, nobody's more pissed than Jeremy. See what happens. Till next time. Much love.
Edit.